in color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neal as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
For Chris Webber, this is the time of waiting. Determined to punish his brother Lee for the death of Ann Howard, Chris has a gun taken from Ada Jack's tavern. A gun he knows he must use, but he must find the opportunity. For Sandy Webber, Lee Webber's wife, this is the time of decision. Unaware that Chris has the gun, she knows she cannot return to her husband's house. Ironically, her desire to stay away runs head-on into Chris's desire to return home, take the gun from its hiding place, and press the trigger.
Sandy. Sandy, I know you're off duty, but
I'll give you a hand later, Charlie. Where were you going just now?
I don't know.
You almost walked right past the door. You've been here 10,000 times, and you know it as well as you know your own home.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of concentration to find doors and chairs and tables, and I haven't been able to concentrate for hours.
Well, I have. Keep seeing you swinging your cane at Lee.
Yeah, I was pretty good with this, wasn't I?
Chris.
Oh, do we have a large audience?
Fair.
My apologies, folks. I hit him as hard as I could with this, but my little white cane isn't very effective, is it?
At least you stopped him from hitting me.
This time.
There isn't going to be a next time. Look, Chris, you were right. I can't live in that house any longer, and neither can you. We've got to get out. Lee's a dead end for the both of us.
Well, the light finally dawns.
Well, it's harder for a girl. It's harder to walk out on a marriage.
Walk out.
All right, crawl out. Do you like that better?
Do you?
No, I don't like crawling, even though I've had a lot of experience.
Well, maybe you won't have to walk out or run or crawl.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
It took a lot of words for you to say nothing. Chris.
I'm on your side, Sandy.
Well, then let's split. Let's get out of here tonight.
Tonight?
Well, now. Why not now? Lee will be watching every move we make. We'll be afraid of him no matter where we are. Well, what's the matter, Chris? You're the one who said we could cut out. Do you have some idea about working things out with Lee?
No.
Well, then what is it?
Money. Now, do you have any money?
A few dollars.
Well, now, that's not going to get us very far, is it? Look, I have some cash at the house. I'll get the cash, and then we'll leave.
No, don't go. Lee won't let you go.
He won't even know about it. He's in White River drinking.
Well, maybe he's back. Then what?
I have to get the cash, Sandy.
All right, well, I'll go with you.
No. If Lee sees us leave together, then neither one of us will stand a chance. Let me handle it.
All right, I'll make a deal with you. I'll call and see if he's still there. If he is, we leave without the money. I have enough to get us bus fare out of here. It'll be a start, okay?
Yes, you make the call.
Sandy, how about it?
Not now. Still in White River.
Good. I'll be back in a minute.
Chris.
Sandy. Let me have your door key.
All right. Chris, come here. Did you take Ada Jack's gun?
Are you kidding? What would I do with a gun?
I don't know. I thought maybe...
You thought maybe I might want to shoot an apple off Lee's head? Come on, Sandy. Who's the last blind marksman you ever heard of?
Well, then Lee's got it. Chris, be careful, please.
Nobody's gonna see me. I won't even have to turn the light on, remember?
Good luck.
Sandy, you be sure and stay here. You stay here. This place is your protection.
And yours.
The dressing gown goes on top. Didn't you ever learn how to pack, Miss Stuffy?
Stacy, Mr. Peyton. My name is Miss Stacy, and I'm a nurse, not a personal valet. Furthermore, I cannot permit you to leave this hospital without Dr. Fielding's say-so. Don't you realize you almost died of pneumonia? It's freezing out. If you ask me, this is absurd.
Well, fortunately, I'm not asking your advice or your permission, Miss Stick. And don't forget the toilet articles in the bath.
Really?
Hello there. And how are we feeling?
We're feeling much better now that you've finally arrived. I assume Thomas is waiting outside? And when that nurse finishes the packing, we'll be ready to leave this place.
Ridiculous.
Would you mind leaving us alone, please?
My pleasure.
Now then, what's all this nonsense about going home?
I don't think it's nonsense. Just tell Thomas to come in here.
Thomas isn't here. I drove over in my own car, and I have no intentions of aiding and abetting your escape. Oh, really, Mr. Peyton, you're acting like a naughty little schoolboy. You've got Miss Choding and the entire staff upset. You've refused your...
Well, they can do the little stirring up.
If you'll just behave yourself. Now, I've got something for you.
What's that? Not soup.
I stopped at your house on the way over for some of your favorite broth.
Ah, that's more like it. I like my broth with a kick in it.
See? I'm on your side.
Well, then, finish the packing and tell Thomas to come in here.
I'll do no such thing. Really, Mr. Peyton, it doesn't make any sense to leave the hospital now. Your room isn't ready, the house is a mess, and you'll be a lot more comfortable right here. Even if you are lonely.
Lonely?
Yes, lonely. I think this whole act of yours is nothing more than a way of getting attention. Now, when I worked in this hospital, the patients who gave me the most trouble weren't the sick ones. They were the ones who had nothing more to do. The lonely ones.
You think you've smoked me out? Is that it? Well, maybe you have. I don't relish the thought of going home to an empty house. Rodney's moved out. Hannah's gone. I thought I'd get it over with. Face it.
You really do miss her, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I do. You may find that curious, especially after the way she left. But when you've spent almost 30 years in the same household with someone, it's difficult not to feel a sense of loss when it's over.
I understand.
And then, Rodney.
Well, he's moved out of your house, not out of your life.
Well, we'll see.
I should have brought a violin instead of brandy.
Oh, you think I'm being maudlin?
That's not saying very much for your new tenants.
Tell me, Betty, are you looking forward to moving back in, or are you merely complying with Stephen's wishes?
Well, of course I'm looking forward to it.
That house holds memories that are not altogether happy ones for you, either.
Well, the new paint and the furniture and things, that'll change more than the looks. And you wait and see. It's going to be a real home for all of us.
Sounds like an ambitious undertaking.
I'm a very ambitious lady.
That you are. And added to that, you have the iron will of Mrs. Cord, Hannah, and the charm and spirit of my daughter, Catherine. Oh, yes, she had her redeeming qualities.
Am I to accept that as a compliment?
Perhaps I meant it as a warning. If you're to become the mistress of the Peyton household, I'll demand a lot of you.
Don't you think I can handle it?
I'm sure you can. Matter of fact, Stephen has you to thank for getting his wish. I wouldn't have given him the opportunity to move back into the house if it weren't for you.
But you'd have broken your word. Mr. Peyton, you owe Stephen your life.
I'd have found some other way to repay it.
I'm sure you'll both get along if you want to.
With you in there to act as moderator?
I'll be there only as Stephen's wife.
We must add loyalty, the oldest of virtues.
Well, as soon as you have Dr. Fielding's blessings, we'll come and fetch you.
I'll await your summons. You see, you've made a good start. You've accomplished your mission.
I'll send in the nurse to put those things away. And, Mr. Peyton, do try to be civil to her.
Lee? Lee, are you home?